Our top story now, in India's elite wrestlers who've been protesting against the former Federation chief Brij Bhushan Singh, accusing him of sexual harassment, found fresh support today. No less than India's former cricket champions, the 1983 World Cup winning team, put out a statement saying that they were disturbed and distressed by the way the wrestlers were treated and also their threat to submerge their medals. And today also a second mahapanchayat was held in Haryana, where farm leaders have now threatened to march to Jantar Mantar. While BJP MP Brij Bhushan Singh has called off his show of strength, which was planned in UP next week. So has the BJP erred in not taking strict action against him?
Arrest BJP MP and Wrestling Federation Chief Brij Bhushan Singh by June 9 or face a huge protest in Delhi. Farmer leaders warned the government today after mahapanchayat in Haryana's Kurukshetra.
और 9 तारीख को हम अपना निर्णय लेंगे, बच्चों को हम लेकर जाएंगे वहीं जंतर मंतर पे, ये तय हुआ कि उनको वहां बैठाएंगे, पुलिस रोकेगी, क्या करेगी वो उसका है, लेकिन उससे पहले सरकार इसका निर्णय ले, उसकी गिरफ्तारी करे और बातचीत जो कुछ होगा और होती रहेगी।
रेसलर से आपकी बातचीत भी हुई है, रेसलर्स का क्या कहना था?
रेसलर का ये है कि हमने आपको 5 दिन का टाइम दिया था और अभी हुआ नहीं कुछ, हम बहुत टेंशन में, कुछ भी हादसा हो सकता है।
This as more support poured in for top wrestlers, not only from other sportspersons but also from within the BJP. Members of the country's 1983 World Cup winning cricket team today urged the athletes not to take any extreme steps. In a statement, the team said that they are distressed at champion wrestlers being manhandled. They said they are concerned over wrestlers wanting to dump medals in the Ganga. They said they urged the wrestlers not to take a hasty decision and let the law of the land prevail. Amid the Bharatiya Janata Party's alleged silence on escalating protests by the wrestlers, BJP MP from Maharashtra, Preetam Munde, today broke ranks, saying that the wrestlers' protest should not go unnoticed.
एक महिला खासदार म्हणून नाही तर जन्माने एक महिला असल्याबद्दल माझं निश्चित हे मत आहे की कुठल्याही महिलेची अशी जेव्हा तक्रार येते तेव्हा त्याची दखल घेतली गेली पाहिजे. दखल घेऊन त्या तक्रारीविषयी व्यवस्थित त्याची तपासणी करून ती योग्य आहे की अयोग्य आहे एखाद्या चौकशी समितीने म्हणा किंवा जे कोण ज्यांना कोणाला अधिकार असतील त्यांनी त्याच्याविषयीचा निर्णय घ्यावा, परंतु दखल घेतली गेली पाहिजे.
While Brij Bhushan Singh has remained defiant all through, alleging a political conspiracy, he announced a postponement of a rally next Monday in the UP temple town of Ayodhya that was widely perceived as a show of strength, while his party faces growing pressure to sack him.
रैली को हमने सुरक्षा कारणों से कह सकते हैं हमने स्थगित किया है.
In a social media post, Brij Bhushan Singh said that the rally has been postponed for a few days till the time the police are investigating the charges. But months after the wrestlers' protest, the big question remains, has there been enough government action in the case? With Alok Pandey in Lucknow, Vedant Agarwal for NDTV.
Now, NDTV also accessed details of the 2 FIRs filed against the BJP MP, and the charges against the wrestling chief include groping, intimidation, stalking, inappropriately touching and sexual harassment. Saurabh Shukla reports.
Grievous charges by these wrestlers against Brij Bhushan Singh. 21st, these wrestlers filed a complaint in New Delhi police station, but police did not say anything. Police did not register the FIR. Then wrestlers went to Supreme Court, and after Supreme Court's intervention, FIR was registered. In fact, 2 FIRs were registered. One from 6 wrestlers who are major, who are adult, and one on the complaint of a father of minor wrestler who that time when that sexual assault happened with her, that time she was 16, we have been told. Both the FIRs cite IPC sections 354, which is assault or criminal force to woman with intent to outrage her modesty, section 354A, sexual harassment, section 354D, stalking, and 34 common intention that carry a jail term of 1 to 3 years. And we have details of the minor's allegations, and in her complaint the minor has said that Brij Bhushan Singh held her tightly, pretending to get a picture clicked. The accused squeezed her towards himself, pressed hard on her shoulder, and then deliberately bruised his hands against her breast. She clearly told Brij Bhushan Singh that she had already several times she told Brij Bhushan Singh that she was not interested in having any sort of physical relationship, and that he should, and that too after that, he should stop stalking her. But Brij Bhushan Singh kept stalking her, and then she has revealed all those details in her complaint. And she also stated in her complaint that one day while she was out for a dinner in the hotel restaurant, the accused called her separately to his dinner table and to her utter shock and surprise and without her consent placed his hand on her breast and grabbed her and then slid his hand down to her stomach. And she also says that to her disbelief, the accused did not stop there and again moved his hand upwards to her breast. And apart from these allegations, there are 6 other wrestlers also who are major. In fact, one of the wrestlers is a decorated wrestler. She has won several gold medals in international championships for India. And in her complaint, she says that once she was visiting WFIU office, and in that office, Brij Bhushan Singh started touching her inappropriately on her palm, knee, thighs and shoulders without her consent. And she also says that she started shivering at that very moment.
But moving on to other news, now from Manipur, where there is hope of normalcy returning to the violence-hit state after the Home Minister's visit, where he held a series of meetings and made several promises. He's also promised to return. Now, after the Home Minister's appeal, people did start surrendering their weapons. Also, some good news today, curfew was relaxed in several towns.
140 weapons surrendered in Manipur a day after this appeal and warning.
इन्वेस्टिगेशन हो रहा है, मगर मैंने पहले अपील करना चाहता था, मैंने आज अपील कर लिया है। जिनके पास भी आर्म्स है वो सरेंडर कर दे, बाद में कॉम्बिंग भी होगा और कठोर कार्यवाही भी होगी, हमारे पास सूचनाएं भी हैं।
The Union Home Minister Amit Shah's press conference was closely watched by all stakeholders in Manipur. Following the Home Minister's visit, there has been some improvement in the situation and curfew relaxations have been announced. Civil society organizations in Manipur believe the Home Minister's plan can work even though there is huge trust deficit between communities. Meitei groups say they are awaiting the next phase of the plan, which is resettlement.
He has given certain assurance to the people, so we will wait for him to act on ground, how his executives execute it. And he also informed us that he will be coming back soon again. So by that time, peace should prevail, both in the valley and the hills, and there should be some sense of normalcy, so that we can continue with the next phase of, dialogue and resettlement and restoration of normalcy.
The Union Home Minister has visited Kuki-dominated areas like Churachandpur and Kangpokpi, where sentiment for a separate administration is still strong. Amit Shah, however, said there is no change in the union government's position on the territorial integrity of Manipur.
देखिए, भारत सरकार ने मणिपुर की एकता और अखंडता के बारे में कई बार अपना स्टैंड घोषित किया है, इसमें हमारा कोई बदलाव नहीं है.
However, in this juncture, I would be a bit more skeptical because with the kind of situation going on, the exchange of firing happening here, it will be too early for us to comment on the peace process. First of all, we would like to encourage and we would like to walk on the path of bringing to normalcy. However, we still believe and have total faith in the Union Home Minister Amit Shah that he would have his own plan.
The law and order situation in Manipur seems to be improving after Union Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to the state. But the road to peace and complete normalcy is a long and arduous one. However, with the Union government putting new faces in the Manipur administration and the Union Home Minister promising to return again, things are expected to get better from here on. With Ratnadeep Chaudhary and Neeta Sharma, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
The Law Commission has recommended that the controversial law on sedition be retained with some amendments regarding circumstances under which it should be used. Now, the Commission has recommended amendments to the section to bring more clarity, but has also recommended that sedition be made punishable with life imprisonment or for a term of up to 7 years from the present punishment of 3 years, saying that it has utility in combating anti-national and secessionist elements. Now, this development comes a year after the Supreme Court had put on hold all pending proceedings in sedition cases until the central government completes its re-examination of the provision. This was after allegations of rampant misuse. Remember, there have been accusations of all parties misusing it, even state governments misusing it, and also demands from various quarters that the provision be repealed, like certain countries have done, especially since it was a British-era law used against freedom fighters. Now, the Law Minister tweeted today, the Law Commission report on sedition is one of the steps in the extensive consultative process. The recommendations made in the report are persuasive and not binding, and ultimately the final decision will be taken only after consulting all stakeholders. Now, the Congress has hit out, saying how during the pandemic, many people who raised issues of concern such as shortage of oxygen or lack of hospital beds were slapped with the sedition law.
Sedition cases were filed against those in the pandemic who raised issues of lack of ventilators, oxygen, etc., etc. 12 such cases were filed under 124A. 21 sedition cases were filed against journalists. Many have been arrested under this provision, including the context of COVID-19, farm laws, Hathras gang rape, citizenship. So criticism of the government is this tool to be used selectively and partisanly. 27 sedition cases were filed against those who protested on the Citizenship Act and the National Register for Citizens.
Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, who's on a tour in the United States, in his latest statements there claimed that the opposition in India was pretty well united with a little bit of give and take as required this coming ahead of 2024 election. But it was his remarks calling the Indian Union Muslim League, his party's ally in Kerala, as completely secular, which sparked off a fresh war of words with the ruling BJP.
The opposition is pretty well united, and I think it's getting more and more united. We are having conversations with all the opposition, and I think quite a lot of good work is happening there.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a complicated discussion because there are spaces where we are competing also with the opposition. So it's a little bit of give and take is required, but I'm confident that will happen. Muslim League is a completely secular party.
Right.
There's nothing non-secular about the Muslim League.
Questions are a little disjointed. Sorry about that.
I think the person hasn't studied the Muslim League.
All right, Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar hit out. In fact, that sparked a reaction from several BJP leaders. But the Union Minister tweeted alternate reality that the entitled dynast Rahul lives in and wants to drag others into. Muslim League secular, terrorists like Osama and the Batla House should be referred to with G. Indian democracy in danger, Indian economy, the fifth largest and fastest growing in the world, is weak, and Indian vaccines are not good and we should import vaccines. In other news, Nepal's Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda, on his first visit to India after taking office last year, and a slew of agreements have been reached with India during his visit, amongst them power exports, for which Nepal had been pushing for a long while. Also, the External Affairs Ministry today said that the new mural in Parliament, allegedly interpreted as a map of Akhand Bharat, was not raised during the talks, and that it was actually a map of the Ashokan Empire.
Nepal PM's grand welcome in Madhya Pradesh. A visit to the Mahakal temple capped the three-day visit, which not only saw both PMs agreeing to resolve border issues through diplomatic mechanisms, but also many other agreements vital for Nepal. Amongst them, hydropower exports to India and India's assurance for a trilateral agreement on hydropower export to Bangladesh via India.
नेपाल और भारत दोनों अत्यंत प्राचीन और महान राष्ट्र हैं। कई बार लगता है शरीर दो है, लेकिन संस्कृति, सभ्यता और संस्कार एक है। उसी भाव से आज मां अहिल्या की इस पवित्र नगरी में, मध्य प्रदेश में, इंदौर में, आज नेपाल के माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का हमने मध्य प्रदेश की गौरवशाली परंपराओं के अनुरूप हृदय से स्वागत किया है।
In 10 years, India will import 10,000 megawatts hydropower from Nepal under long-term power deal. India already imports 450 megawatt power from Nepal. Nepal can export hydropower to Bangladesh via India under trilateral agreement soon. MOU for cooperation in petroleum infrastructure, handing over of Kurtha-Bijalpura section of railway line, inaugural run of Indian Railway cargo train from Batnaha to Nepal Customs Yard, which is a newly constructed rail link under Indian grant. Groundbreaking ceremony of Phase 2 facilities under Motihari Amlekganj Petroleum Pipeline, MOU between NPCIL and NCHL, Nepal for cross-border payments.
पिछले कुछ वर्षों में आप देखें कि चीन का बहुत ज्यादा प्रभाव बढ़ा है नेपाल में और उसी के चलते जब प्रधानमंत्री केपी शर्मा ओली थे तो सीमा का विवाद भी उछलकर जब उभर कर सामने आया उस पर भी बातचीत हुई और एक तालमेल बनाने की कोशिश की गई कि उसको भी सुलझाया जाएगा.
Meanwhile, responding to a question on the controversy in Nepal over the mural of Indian subcontinental landmass in the newly inaugurated Parliament building, which has allegedly been interpreted as a map of Akhand Bharat or undivided India, the government clarified that the issue was not raised in the bilateral talks.
The mural in question, I understand the mural in question depicts the spread of the Ashokan Empire and the idea of responsible and people-oriented governance that he adopted and propagated. That's what the mural and the plaque in front of the mural says. And I really don't have anything further to add to that.
While India looks at consolidating the relations after the border row and Chinese influence, Nepal would hope for timely execution of the projects. In New Delhi, Kadambini Sharma, NDTV.
The Karnataka government today cleared the Congress's 5 guarantees made before the recent state elections, and this was seen as a big game changer for the Congress party, and the Karnataka formula is one they want to repeat in other poll-bound states. Now, the Chief Minister gave clarifications, he explained conditions and also announced deadlines.
No confusion has to be raised. Congress party and the Congress government is committed whatever we have assured the people of Karnataka. It is a Congress guarantee. Myself, Siddaramaiah, we have signed as a PCC president and as a leader of the opposition. We have signed it. Until 200 units of power, everyone is eligible for a free power.
Now, a special series on climate change and unusual weather is turning into a nightmare for farmers across the country, and a double whammy for farmers in Kashmir. First, heavy unseasonal freezing rainfall drowned their crop, and then it was heavy hailstorm that has damaged their apple and cherry crop. Nazir Masoodi reports.
A double tragedy in 2 months for Ghulam Hassan. He had sown paddy seeds twice, and twice they failed. The unseasonal freezing rain has drowned his dreams, and now he's left with just a few seedlings, not enough for his half-acre paddy farm.
इस साल सर ठंड की वजह से जो ये पनीरी है ये पनीरी छोटी रह गई, और जो जितना आता था क्वालिटी में और क्वांटिटी में इस साल वो न वो क्वालिटी है न वो क्वांटिटी है सर. इस साल सर्दियों की वजह से बहुत बुरा असर पड़ा है, मतलब धान की फसल पर जो उगाने वाले हैं हम.
Another double whammy in Dargam village in Baramulla district for Bilal Ahmed. Not only did a hailstorm destroy his paddy crop, his apple and cherry crops are also damaged. Bilal's family of 6, entirely dependent on farming, is now despairing. Many are now seeking divine intervention against the erratic weather. The Met Office has predicted more rain and advised farmers not to carry out farming operations till the 5th of this month. The Jammu and Kashmir Agriculture Department says they have set up protected nurseries in every district to help distressed farmers whose seedlings have failed.
That taking into consideration all these parameters, all these factors, I have managed certain nurseries in my own farms. If at any point of time there will be any deficiency, I will arrange it from me, and this is all other interventions, all other measures Department of Agriculture has taken care of. But if temperature falls further, there will be delay and paddy production will decrease.
Erratic weather is badly impacting agriculture in Kashmir. Normally paddy plantation is completed by June, but this year farmers are struggling. Cold and hailstorm has badly hit horticulture, which is the mainstay of Kashmir's rural economy. In Srinagar, Nazir Masoodi, NDTV.